Hi friends, I'm Cheshta Jain. I'm from backpackersmom.com and I largely work towards bringing women back to work after their motherhood or a long career path. So basically what happens is a women's journey is like a roller coaster. When we are in our 20s, women try to focus on their studies and then they find a great career for themselves. But usually when they get married and sometimes they have to relocate with their husband to different cities and their career comes to a break, and then again they become parent and their career again takes a break, and then they feel, oh my god, my child has grown up a little now, but I want to get back to work. But then there's so many question arises, like, it's been a long break and I don't know where to start, how to start. There's so much already at home to take care of the child, manage home, manage myself. So today we are going to talk about all these pain points of women. And for that, we have Subhashini with us today. And Subhashini is a career counselor from careergambit.com. And let's hear straight from Subhashini what is her experience towards this.
Hi, Chesta. It is lovely to connect with you on this topic. I also feel very passionately about, women getting back to work. So first, I would like to share a little bit about my own journey because I have faced all these things that you have mentioned just now. So I had worked in a lot of multinational companies like, Dell, GE, Citibank, and so on. And there came a point in my career as well where I had to take a break to raise my family and, not go back to work for various reasons. And but it was not an easy thing that, when you have to go through that break, when you feel that all your colleagues are going ahead and you have a different journey, you have a different path, and so on. So after I took a break, what I did was basically I upgraded myself. I was a graduate only when I started working, but then I went ahead and did a post graduation in management during one of my breaks. And also I did some reskilling, like, I learned uh, I started some entrepreneurial ventures on my own, and also I started with, career counseling, because I found that that was something that was my true calling. Though I had trained to be a I had done my MBA in financial management and all that, but my true calling was actually trying to help people find their own true passions and careers and so on. So it does resonate a lot with me. So I hope we are going to have a lot of fun discussing these things and sharing some value as well.
Great, Subhashini. Even I feel that, I have been sailed through the same journey. I had to leave my job when I got married. I relocated to US with my husband for some time, and when we came back to India, I tried to find jobs, but then I got pregnant and I had a child to look after. Then we put her in a crèche, and again I started working, but then we found out that she has some special disability and we had to work towards it. And then, like, it went on and on, something or the other kept coming, but I tried to work in between. I tried to found some part-time jobs. There was a time when I had to work only for 2 3 hours, and then I was paid well. I felt that, I can do this. It's easy to manage work and family and home. So let's talk about it. And I hope we are able to motivate few women like us, and we are able to inspire them to get back to work. Cool. So Subhashini, please tell us on what are the opportunities for women to come back to work, and how can they decide what could be their career path.
Okay, see, I just want to take a minute when you said about your own story. So, see, what happens is, yes, you had to take a break, but there are always positives to look for during your break. Like, you had an opportunity to travel, you had an opportunity to experience an entirely new culture in a different country. So that exposure has definitely given you some growth in terms of, your knowledge of how things work outside your own circle. So this would really help in terms of you trying to interact with, say, foreign clients, compared to a person who did not have that exposure. See, what happens as a whole is we as women, we only tend to look at the negative things and we focus on that. But we should also always look at that opportunity. You became so good at multitasking where you are able to manage your family, your special needs child. And apart from that, you are also able to do some part-time work. That is amazing. So we don't give ourselves enough points. So coming back to opportunities, see, everybody has different backgrounds. So we have all done different kinds of graduations. Our educational paths are different, our trainings are different, and so on. So there are two options here. Either A, we stick to what we already know, we continue on the same path. Okay. So how do we do that? We should always maintain that network, though we might have quit. It is number one rule for all women that, when you take a break, do not take a break from the world entirely. They still keep in touch with the friends to know what is happening there, because only then you might come to know of what is new. When there is no awareness of how what is happening in the corporate world, it becomes really difficult to get back in touch. And at the same time, I would say always look out for opportunities to learn. So we think that no, there is no time to do anything, but I feel it is a matter of prioritizing what we need. Like if we have to set aside a couple of hours every day for personal growth, for learning and things like that, so we would definitely learn something every day. So, and we have to capitalize on that. So when you go back to looking for another work, another different career and so on, so that is a very important factor, how skilled you are. Because if you say that I have left work 3 years back and I don't know what is happening entirely, then that puts you in a very difficult situation. You have not done yourselves any favor. But instead, if you said that, yeah, I have kept in touch, I know what is happening, my Google News tells me, like, if you keep just, if you use your phone to read up on the latest trends, Google itself using its artificial intelligence will keep you posted on the same industry trends that are happening. So you don't have to exactly go out and look for these learning opportunities. It would come knocking by itself. So those are the few things that we should definitely do. Like, net updated. There is no excuse for not doing this at all, because we should do it as a priority.
Yeah, in fact, when I took a career break, I was mentoring my ex-colleagues itself, and they would still show me the work, and they will still ask for a feedback on what new work they have delivered to to the company. And I would still, we would still meet up and catch up for breakfast or something like that. So it is great to connect with people, and it is always stay on LinkedIn. I would say stay on LinkedIn, keep posting what you know about the industry. Just say I'm not looking at the work right now, but keep interacting and keep giving a free counseling to them, so that when you want to come back to work, you already have a image, you already have a reputation, you already have EAT model, which is, you have the authority and you have the trust. uh, so just maintain that, and be great to people, build up relationship, and that will help you in your entire life, whether you work or not work. But relationship building with everyone really helps. You don't have to just make, mommy friends, but you have to make friends with everyone in the industry as well.
No, definitely, that is very, very true. See, for women especially, we should definitely look forward to having good mentors ourselves. Like, people who have that, who have reached that level, who are still working in the industry. So we should definitely look and find relationships which would help us to guide into the next stage. Though we are, so when we keep ourselves updated, and as you mentioned, like, keep posting on LinkedIn what you have learned, and how is your thinking process in these kind of topics and so on. So that would automatically come to notice when somebody says, okay, I want to check what Shista Jain is up to or what Subhashni is up to. They go on to a social media or something and they check. And where you see, probably from say 2005 to 2010, there is nothing, there is radio silence. Then obviously people think that, okay, this is probably they've been doing nothing. So as you said, if you maintain that flow where you have, probably not once every day, but once in a week, or at least once or twice in a month, is definitely a must. And that would really help a lot in terms of getting back, if you want to go back to your corporate job. So if out of sight is out of mind is a very, very true saying. Okay, so that it is up to us entirely to keep ourselves in the minds of the people who are in the positions who can help us find a job again. So that is 100% essential. And also another thing that I should say here is, see, when women want to get back to work, you should figure out how much of a commitment you're willing to give to that work. So when you say, okay, I want to get back to work, but you are focused still on other things, so that gives a bad impression to your colleagues or to the management and so on. Like, this person is not committed enough. So you should be upfront and clear. This is the commitment that I can give, say maybe 4 hours or 8 hours, depending on you want to go for part-time or full-time. And then make sure that you deliver on that promise, instead of just dropping the responsibility, saying that, oh, I have a family, I have to go back to it, I cannot really finish this project. So it is up to you to, when you say you're committed and I want to find a job, then it is definitely on you to deliver on that commitment as well.
Exactly. So similarly, I got a offer for work with one of the startups, and I clearly told them that I don't have the entire day with me to deliver, like from 9 to 7 p.m. And they said that even I cannot afford you. Even I am looking for someone, because I'm a startup. I'm looking for someone who can deliver me certain small things, and I have multiple kinds of people, and I just want you to focus only on the content part, and just couple of more things, and you tell me what time works for you, what suits you. And I said I cannot work on Saturdays, Sundays, and I can only work on night, and I can only work in early morning when my child is having school, and she was in a play school. So that model worked great for me, and I could do work from home, and I can go to office whenever I want to. So it depends, like you have to be clearly upfront, especially in this remote working environment where everybody is now comfortable that things can happen from home. This has tremendously increased the opportunity for women and mothers to get back to work, because they can find their time slot when their children is sleeping, on when their children is going for a play date, or they have their online classes, or they are even going to school later on. And they can just clearly tell them that even my meeting hours were very scheduled, that like my meeting hours would be like 4 to 5 p.m. when my child is having her painting classes. So even the entire office knew that what is the right time for to approach Cheshta will revert me on email at this particular time only. So I think the companies are very well comfortable on hiring women. They are very excited to work with women, because they feel that women are very confident, they can do multitasking, and so it becomes really interesting that the companies are now helping women, because they also feel that the same thing is happening in their own families, where their wife have to leave the work and get back to uh, get busy with the children. So somewhere they feel that it's their moral responsibility that they all should work towards women empowerment, and women should feel comfortable getting back to work.
That's
So, Subhashini, please tell us what are the possibilities for remote working for women, and what are the career opportunities for them?
okay. So now let us assume that you are already on a break. So it's been maybe a couple of years, longer than that, doesn't matter. So you are on a break and you have your thoughts have turned to, going back to work. So whether you did all the things that we discussed before or not, there is never a wrong time to, start thinking about going back to work. Okay. So if it is the corporate world that you want to get back to, like you were working in a corporate environment and you want to get back to it, so it is not like how it was even a couple of years ago. Now, today, there are a lot of companies, as you said, a lot of startups that are looking at this entire workforce of really talented women who are itching to get back to work, but they don't know exactly how to do it. So they have come up with these programs of re-entry of women into second careers and things like that. So what they do is they give internships to women, and this is from anywhere between 3 months to 6 months in their specific area. Some of it is like software. I think one of the pioneers in this was IBM. So they started this a long time back, almost I think more than 10 years back. So like for women who want to get back to work, they give an internship of about 6 months or so, where they get reskilled And once they are successfully completing the internship program, they are easily reabsorbed into the workforce. And not everybody is into tech, and they are not able to get into such kind of roles. So what do these other women do, like, how to get back to work? So there are other opportunities, like, there are a lot of subcontracting roles that are available. If you're very good at, internet searching and researching and all those things, all these search engines themselves employ a lot of people as people who can, verify the results of the search engine and things like that, like your Google search results or your map results or your business listings, how the ads are doing and all those. So these are all actually contract based jobs, and this would really boost the, confidence of people who can start doing such kind of things. You don't need any training, so you just need to stay up to date. You have to be aware of what is happening around you to get such kind of roles. So going into a job portal, like say even a Naukri or even an Indeed or whichever, they would be able to find such remote working opportunities. And another huge area is like, social media marketing. Rather than just spend our hours, just scrolling through Facebook or YouTube, you can also be on the other side of it and try to monetize it and see, how you can contribute. Like if you are a very extroverted person who loves interacting with people, so these kind of jobs are really good for women who want to work from home without, having the pressures of going to the office or, maintaining the office timings and so on. These you can work at your own pace and be comfortable doing that as well. And these are good earning opportunities as well.
In fact, I feel the content marketing and content writing and affiliate marketing is a great scope for women, because somewhere they can write whatever they feel like, and if they know it in a right way, they can do a small short course on content writing and affiliate marketing. They can in fact start earning about it, because usually what happens is, I've seen on a women's group and forums, they like to review product, they talk about the products, but they just do it for free. Why not get money out of it? You can even refer a product, and when somebody buys through it, you can earn money out of it. So these are a lot of there's a lot of scope in affiliate marketing. And in future we will talk about affiliate marketing, how women can earn through affiliate marketing. I would love to talk about this content. And
definitely.
Yeah, so
Definitely. See, content marketing, as you said, it is an amazing opportunity because it has such a huge demand. I mean, there is no dearth of work for people who want to be content marketers because everything has turned online now. And for you to be able to communicate to your customer, for you, in the sense, any of the companies to be able to communicate to its customers, content is king, right? So if you are able to provide the content which can reach the masses, this is one of the best opportunities that people can have. And I just want to add one more thing to this. See, while staying updated, I just mentioned about a few courses and things. There are also, not everybody is into tech and they're not very good with systems and things like that. So there are many women who are good at doing, say, baking. They're very good at baking. So they can also turn entrepreneurial and try out certain things, like, just learn how to make a Facebook page, how to make a Google My Business page. Automatically you would start getting really good reviews because people want to buy the products of, homemade stuff. They don't want to go to a big corporate which has, added whatever chemicals or whatever things into the food, but they know that you can trust a home baker who is also a mom. So if you're able to share your journey in such a way and market the products which you're able to make yourself, or do businesses which are, resonating with your community and so on, that is a great opportunity, and people should not shy away from, trying such things. This is really a fantastic opportunity that is available out there. We should just go out and grab it, is what I feel.
In fact, the social media and the logistics has made these things so simpler that now even if somebody is baking a cake in my society, earlier she used to reach out only to the society people, but now she can run a small Facebook campaign only for my city, for Gurgaon city itself, and target only to certain category and certain areas where she can deliver, and she can probably send her driver to those places, or she has Dunzo and Swiggy's Genie option where she can get her cake delivered to those people. And this is how slowly she can widen up her network of people, widen her reach, and she can probably hire a small setup of couple of more moms together, and they can together collectively bake cakes. And there's a lot of variety, a lot of niche. They have to just figure out what is their talent, and they can monetize their talent in any way. They just need to be motivated, made them, inspire them.
There is no end to this, actually. So there is no end to the kind of ideas. I mean, baking is just one of it, because I know that there are a lot of women who are taking coding classes. Okay, software women who have left their jobs, so they take coding classes online. Not only for students in India, they also teach for students from the US, Canada, Australia, because our time difference sometimes works in our favor as well, and we are able to earn a good amount by working from home. You might have to just wake up a couple of hours early, than instead of waking up at 7, wake up at 5, and grab those opportunities. Make sure that you're able to be on those platforms where you can teach. That is one opportunity. Another one is where people see, even yoga, somebody who does a very good who's very good at yoga, if they are certified and all, they can take yoga classes online. So now there are a lot of problems caused by the pandemic, but I feel it has also opened up a lot of opportunities which people were not really full on exploring before. Now they have all those options. So I feel that we should always look at the positive things and get what we can from the circumstances that have pushed us into.
So only problem that you feel is that you don't know where will I find that right information. So finding the right information is very important. So if say I want to start, I'm pretty good with say making homemade beauty products, for example. Now I don't know who is going to buy it and how to create samples and how to maybe do a Facebook ad for that matter. So what do you suggest about it, like how to learn all those skills, how to reach out to the best skills in the market?
Okay. So see, one thing that women really hesitate to do. I don't know why it is, but the thing is, they really hesitate to invest in themselves. That put a little bit of investment into learning certain skills. See, sometimes when you want a really good advice, free advice is there everywhere on Google, YouTube, everywhere, that we know. But in order to get experienced people, there are a lot of coaches, business coaches, who can help you set up things from the scratch and make your business plan, tell you where to go for various promotions and things like that, and how to market it, how not hesitate to go ahead and employ the services of people who have already walked the path, who are very good business coaches and things like that. And also invest a little bit in yourself to learn, because when you want to become a Facebook, when you want to use, I think we are back again.
Yeah, Subhashini.
Okay, so as I was saying, so we should not hesitate to invest a little bit in ourselves. That what is, if we once we make a plan and we feel that we need help here. So this is a point where we should look at the places where who can. There are a lot of business coaches and the people who have experience in these things, or a lot of good courses. Like you already know that somebody is doing this and they're taking a course. Don't hesitate to go ahead and join that course and do it. And there are an entirely different group of women. They know they want to do something else. I mean, they want to be productive, but they don't know what to do. So I mean, they have worked in probably software, they've been working in banking or whatever, but they find that it is not really interesting for them anymore to go back to the same kind of jobs. So I have a lot of clients who come to me for this specific type of counseling, where they ask for, what should I do? I don't know what I should do, but I want to do something which is good for good to keep me occupied, which makes me feel productive and have a career as well. So see, what I would suggest is, if you are not able to identify yourself, what is the next career that you want to focus on, then it is definitely time to take help from an outside person. Like, you have to do an analysis of your profile. What are the things that interest you? What is your motivation? Like, is it your motivation to help people? Like, are you a very social person, or is it like, you have a lot of investigative abilities, you are very analytical and things like that, you want to get into some kind of a research? So this is where you can actually take a help of a professional and make a good plan. And once you do that, you have to stick to the plan. That is all it is there to it.
Great, Subhashini. And I think this was a really great interaction. I just hope women are listening to these videos are now energized and motivated, and they get back to work. They at least make a plan, give a thought to this thing that, you know, they should be getting back to work. Just give a thought about it, write it down on a paper. What is your talent? What is your goal? What you want to. So great,
Do you want
Subhashini.
to do the same bit again?
This was an awesome discussion with you. And I hope women are listening here are now energized and motivated, and they just pull out a paper and write down what is your talent, what is your goal you want to achieve, and gradually just go on Google, start finding, talk to people and see what all you can do. And start with the small goals. Don't pick a big goal like you had in your 20s. Just make up a small goal, how you can manage your work and family, how many hours you can devote, and then, you know, things will fall in place, and you will see that, you know, the whole market is actually looking for you and you were not there. So I just hope a lot of women get back to work, and, you know, our industry gets boomed up with women flooded working everywhere. They become more successful than man in terms of work. A lot of more and more women are working. Our workforce increased with women, especially when they are becoming mothers.
Definitely. I mean, see, uh, that is awesome what you said. And in fact, that is my dream for our country's women who are not getting back to work as well. One word you should add to it is not just women, these are really talented women, really, you know, awesome women. And we know a few women ourselves who are like, you know, in that position. I just hope that they get back to this as soon as possible, you know, and pull up their socks and get the work done. And it is, I mean, if you and I can do it, I'm sure it. We are not some exceptional people. We are like an average person who has been able to do it. So definitely, it is within the realm of possibility where anyone else can go ahead with this path as well. So definitely, just looking forward to this great journey.
Great, Subhashini, and all the best to you for your career counseling, careergambit.com. Thank you so much, Subhashini. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chester. Thanks for having me.